The day and final one. The final taco has been released on Prize Picks, and it's an NFL prop for Thursday's game against the Titans and the Steelers. DeAndre Hopkins discounted from 52.5 to 33.5 over receiving yards. Obviously, we're taking the over. I was able to find one more NBA prop. They did put a couple more on the board, and it's a points prop. And I'm gonna go with Zedai Osman. I think that's how you pronounce it. At 7.5 points, I think he's gonna have well over 10 against the Suns. He's been averaging over 10 points a game since the season started. So I have him going over. That was only one of the props that I like. I did like Drew Eubanks for assists. I believe they just put him up. He is at 1.5. I like that prop, but I'm gonna fade it. I think it's too close, so I'm gonna fade that prop. We're gonna head on over to NFL, and they do have some props for Thursday's game. First one that pops up to me is Najee Harris at 8.5. I think this should be an easy cash. I think it's gonna get bumped to over 10, closer to Thursday's game. As you can see, his past couple games, he's gone over. I mean, all he needs is basically a catch or two, and he should cover this line. So I have him going over. And then my next two will be passing yards, and I'm going to take both QBs. You're going to have to scroll down. Usually their Price Picks usually has them posted up here on Thursdays. But for some reason, you have to scroll all the way down, and they're the last two. I think both of them will definitely get bumped. These are way too low. I think it's going to be a competitive game against the Titans and Steelers. And both quarterbacks need to step up, and I think they're both going to go over 200 yards. This is Louis Levis' second game. And he had 234 in his debut against the Falcons, which they're a good team. I think he's probably going to throw more than 234, so I'm taking the 202. And I'm taking Kenneth Pickett over 212. His average is around 220 for a game. So I'm going to take him over. Like I mentioned, it's going to be a competitive game. And I think both quarterbacks will step up and will have well over 200 yards in this game. So those are the five I'll be going that I found good value. Obviously, the last taco, DeAndre Hopkins, is good. Zedai Osman at 7.5 points. Najee Harris over receiving yards, and Will Levis and Kenneth Pickett over passing yards. And then I head on over to NHL, and I was able to find 5 decent props, all of them on shots on goal. Hopefully some of these games haven't started yet. But first one will be Trevor Moore at 2.5 shots on goal. I have him going over. He had a big game 2 days ago. I expect him to have another good game against Toronto if the Kings are going to have a chance to win that game. Next one is Adrian Kemp, 3 shots per goal. Taking another Kings forward. Taking these two to go over. These are the 2 primary shooters for the Kings, and I think they'll have a big game against Toronto. Next up is John Tavares at 3 shots per goal also. He's been gone well over 3 shots and past 5, I believe past 6 now. Past 6 games, he's gone well over 3 shots on goal. Worst case scenario, we do have push equity, but I think he'll go over. That should counter these 2 shooters. Next up is Morgan Riley. And I have him on shots on goal at 2. Hopefully these props get out before the game starts. I know it starts within an hour, but these are extra props. If you need to pair up any of these last tacos that Price Picks has, like I mentioned before, there's not much on the board. And my last one for shots on goal, we're going to go with Noah Gregor at 2. So it's mainly highly focused on this Kings and Toronto game. But I like all these shooters to go over. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, and I think what all these players are going to play in part of that. So those are extra 5 props for those NHL enthusiasts. These are all good value. I'll be taking them on a separate slip along with the taco to pair up with. But good luck, mix and match. If you need more props, hopefully the games haven't started, you can take a look at the 2 videos that I had out earlier. Most of them have been bumped, as I've noticed. Several of them have been bumped, so beware of that. It's on you if you want to take those bumps. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate the support. Be safe out there. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys in the next one.